These etchings are quite sinister. I understand that no one comes here. What has happened? My God! The entrance is blocked by these boulders.
Now, Mongrel, how do you find the tomb? Or should I say, your tomb? The master informed me of your arrival and that you would seek out a most hideous death. And now you are satisfied. You shall be in agony, dying of hunger and thirst, prisoner of the darkness. No one comes here, and no one will hear your screams as you lapse into madness before you die.
This man must be one of the demon's henchmen. It could be he who poisoned Mustafa's camels. Well, I have no chance of shifting these boulders. I am truly a prisoner of this tomb, but I will have the final word. I have only one solution left. Find another exit after exploring this tomb. This first room must have had a utilitarian function, where tools and scaffolding were stored during the excavations which took place here. Impossible to pass. This could come in handy. Strange. This skeleton is not old. In fact, it is quite recent. Oh, I hope he won't blame me if I take this. It could serve as rope. The handle is unusable, but the head is still solid. Whoa! An abyss! Beware, there are some stakes at the bottom. It seems to me that there is an opening here. I cannot jump. It must be almost 10 feet long. Be careful. A lantern. I'll take it. Night will soon fall. This slab is a kind of door. There are grooves all around. It is impossible for someone like me, but a being that can change into fog could easily pass through these fissures. Poor child. This vampire seems to take pleasure in annihilating youth and beauty. This young woman has been dead for less than 2 days. No doubt Dracula has already gotten his hands on the Demonomicon. My hopes were in vain. There is no chance of saving Mina. I must find a way out of here. She was dressed in a great black sari with a very long belt. I am taking it. Strange design. The man being embalmed is holding a book in his hands and seems to be reading it as if he were alive during the whole process. Nothing of interest here. Oil. Strips of linen to embalm the mummies. I shall take them for lack of anything better. No doubt a medicine table. These representations are not Egyptian, but they seem to be very ancient nonetheless. I am in need of something. There, I can descend. I don't see anything. I need light. This poor chap broke a pike, impaling himself on it. It seems to me that there is an opening here. Strange. This skeleton is not old. In fact, it is quite recent. Why, he had some plants in his bag. The same kind that poisoned Mustafa's camels. There. Now to find a way to get to Cairo. My makeshift pick has broken. But I'll keep the wooden stake. It may come in handy at some point. Who knows? You? But what are you doing here?
I was awaiting you, my son. You will certainly need a camel for your return to Cairo.
Thank you, but I did not think anyone would be looking for me. Certainly not you. I thought everyone was scared of this spot. You even said that it was defiled by the darkness.
It is indeed. This spot is the tomb of the high priest of the black man with no face. A bloodthirsty, cannibalistic cult that lived for centuries.
I know that. That is why I have come here. I have been searching for the Demonomicon, supposedly entombed here, but it certainly is no longer in this tomb.
What purpose do you intend for this damnable tome? Do you not know that it will do naught but beget evil?
I had hopes to the contrary. A young friend of mine in England is in the grasp of a terrible curse. I thought that the only way to save her was to discover in this book the origin of this evil in order to find a remedy. But someone has taken it. Someone whose ardent desire is to use it to a more heinous end. Someone who occasionally accompanies a flock of night birds. But you seem to know a lot about this book and this location.
I am Herodotus of Judah. I am part of a Coptic order, and my mission is that of guardian of sorts. You must know that during the centuries that followed the entombment of the Black Priest in this tomb, which marked the official end of this cursed cult, it was the source of an intense, maleficent aura which rotted the earth around here. Men and women were overcome by homicidal madness. Swarms of insects and amphibians, deformed children, sick livestock, disappearances, and atrocious deaths were the lot of this earth. And this aura extended until the advent of my order. One monk amongst these first servants of Christ, a saint amongst saints. It was his duty to put an end to this nightmare through the strength of his faith. He penetrated the tomb and created a kind of sanctuary next to the origin of evil. He took residence at this spot in order to pray, while all around him were scrolls of prayers and exorcisms, as well as the notes of a lifetime past combating demons. He was enclosed in this accursed tomb, and the entrance was sealed up by a holy cross. At the edges, objects feared by the darkness's supporters were placed. Thus, only men of goodness could pass through and open the door. By the grace of the power of our Lord, the evil consequently stopped. But a few years ago, greed brought men here. They broke the seal and liberated the evil, which killed them. No one lives here anymore, and the plague emanating from the tomb has not yet had a visible effect. But it will arrive if nothing is done. I am an old man and an outcast in this Muslim society, and there have been Frenchmen and Englishmen. I have not been able to recreate the seal.
You claim that one of your predecessors had passed his life fighting demons and was interred in this tomb with prayers of exorcism and memories written on paper. This may possibly give hope to my young friend. I may possibly be able to recreate this seal if this gives me access to the tomb. It consists of the cross on the erect flagstone. Is that correct?
Indeed, its power is inoperative, since the objects found around the edges, as well as the sacred golden disc representing the sun, were removed. We must replace the objects at the ends of the arms of the cross and recover this disc. Also, we would have to perform a brief ceremony that is taught in my order. For that, however, it is necessary to possess some ancient cult artifacts that were stolen and that I thus no longer possess. Nevertheless, the authorities stopped these crooks and deposited the sacred loot in the Egyptian Museum. Here is a list of objects that belong to us and which they refuse to render. Without them, you will not be able to save your friend.
Thank you, Herodotus. I must take my leave. I return to Cairo as soon as possible. Well, my friend, it would seem that things are not going well for you.
I can hide nothing from you, Effendi. It is because of my cousin Abdul, the seedsman. Abdul is also the cabinet maker, sausage maker, professor of ancient literature, and a tap dancer by night at the port.
He wishes you to do a duet with him and wants you to wear a feather dress, is that it?
No, he is angry with his wife because of their daughter. She was seen in the company of a stranger a few evenings ago while she was going to the well. Since then, she hasn't returned. Abdul's wife is worried about the girl, but Abdul doesn't want to hear speak of it as he's afraid that it will bring shame on his family.
And you are also worried, which explains your distress.
Yes, she's a lovely young girl. But it is mostly because my wife is the cousin of Abdul's wife, and she told me that if I did nothing, she would smash everything I own, and I would no longer be welcome in the bedroom.
What does your niece look like?
A tall and beautiful young girl with a great black sari. Say, you must consort with strangers. You could ferret out a bit of information, could you not?
I will do my best. Let us see if I cannot salvage some objects from the surroundings, which may be useful before returning to the cursed temple.
هل تحب الموسيقى العربية؟ هذه الكلمات
Useless. I do not understand their language. Garlic. That could prove to be very handy. This strange scale might help in some way. A small, empty flask, still intact. Let us head to the museum. Let us head to the museum.
Am I disturbing you?
Not at all. I was just going to shave. I slept here last night, as I have for the past 10 nights. I have so much work that I can't leave, and with all of these thieves. But I thought you had left for the Blood Rocks. I am astonished that you have returned.
Yes, as am I. I am coming to see you because...
Watch out!
Are you all right? Have you been hurt?
No, I don't think so. But what happened? Someone tried to kill me, and you saved my life.
I think I was the one targeted. I do not think that my visit to the Blood Rocks was appreciated by all. This knife is covered with a strange substance. Watch out. Tell me, can I borrow this?
Certainly. What do you want?
Listen, I am pressed for time, and I must ask a favor. Certain items in your museum appear to legitimately belong to a group that desires to have them returned. Here is the list they gave to me. Can you entrust them to me, so that I might return the artifacts to them?
Indeed. These items were seized by the authorities and entrusted to the museum while awaiting their inspection. The official procedure requires that the people who are claiming them provide proof during an inquest that these items do in fact belong to them. Based on what I see, it consists of artifacts from the Coptic cult. The Copts are not well favored by the authorities at the moment. I doubt they would recuperate the items even if they followed procedure.
It is vital for me that they get these artifacts returned. Is there no solution?
Hold on, here's a hint for you. It's an ancient Egyptian measurement of volume. It is chipped, and we have dozens. It will make a wonderful souvenir. As for our matter, I have here a list of goods embezzled by looters, or simply stolen here in the museum. It's a veritable treasure. If found, the authorities will completely forget about the very existence of the Coptic artifacts, and I will give them to you. Here is a necklace that was part of the stolen artifacts and was found. Much of this plunder is the same. This might help you, perhaps.
I shall depart, Director. One of the beads of the necklace that the Director gave me is a diamond of great value. Let us find someone who can give me information regarding this knife.